Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, most welcome. And before we move to the new sutras, we'll just redo the few of the sandhis which we gave in the last class. So I'll just do them. You can prompt the sutras, the applications, and you can also simultaneously match your own. Yeah. So sad yukta jana datau paravarnam la cha ta vargeshu nityam. So the becomes ja and we get sajjana. Etat jalam yukta jalam. Same here, datau paravarnau lachata vargeshu nityam. So etaj jalam. Brihad yukta jharah. So again, datau paravarnau lachata vargeshu nityam and brihaj jharah, and it's not done yet. Then we apply 61 Vishnu dāsa Vishnu padanti Hari Ghoshe cha Hari Gada, and we get brihaj jharah. Ut yukta charanam. So datau paravarna lachata vargeshu nityam becomes charanam. So you need not worry for the time being whether why is there, means should there be a space or not between the words. So you can just skip that part. Ucharanam. Ach yukta antah. Here we apply Vishnu Daso, Vishnu Padanti, Hari Ghoshe, Hari Gada, 61, and we get Aj, Anta, Ajanta, Chaja, the third letter, Hari Gada. Chit Yukt Ananda, same Vishnu Daso, Vishnu Padanti, Hari Ghoshe, Hari Gada. So Chid Ananda. Ta becomes the Rama. Tat Yukta Tika. Here datau paravarnau lacha ta vargeshu nityam. So ta is ta varga from ta varga. So ta becomes ta. So we get tat tika. Tat tika.
Tomorrow's going to be Shat-tila Akadashti also, right? It's like the same thing.
But that's Shat and Tila.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah, so
okay, sorry.
Shat Tila. Yeah, that's different. Actually, we can also discuss that. So originally it is Shad. Yukta Tila. Let's say Tila, Shad Yukta Tila, and we apply Yadava Matre Hari Kamalam. So it is Shad originally, Shad, and then Yadava Matre Hari Kamalam because Ta is Yadava following, so Da becomes Hari Kamala of its own Varga. So that's Ta Rama. So now it becomes Shat Tila. So 62. Then 8th one is Sup Yukta Antaha, 61. Yes, Prabhuji. Your voice is not clear, Prabhuji.
Can you hear me?
No, it's not clear.
You hear me, Prabhu?
Yes. Prabhuji, it's breaking. The voice is breaking.
Okay, sorry.
You can write in the chat box. I'll look. So meanwhile, Prabhupada is setting, we can we Sutra 61 for 7th? 61. After we apply 66. So after we have applied Datta Varna here, 61 will be Vishnu Daso. No, we can't apply 61 here because we have Yadava following, which is ta here. So this ta will remain ta only. That's a Hari Kamala. So no, 61 won't be applied. Then 8th one, Sup Yukt Antaha, here we apply 61, becomes Subantaha. So all the nouns basically are called Subantas in Sanskrit, in Panini especially, Subantas. The reason we'll learn afterwards. Subantaha. Shat Yukt Anana, 61, Vishnu Daso, Vishnu Padante, Hari Ghoshe, Cha Hari Gada, becomes Shad Anana, Vak Yukt Hari. What will happen here?
Ho Hari Ghosh.
Oh, Hari Hari.
Before that, we should apply 61. Vishnu Dasa, Vishnu Vedante, Hari Ghosha, Hari Gada. And then Ho Hari Ghosha. So Vag Ghari. And another time Vag Hari, which we have seen here. So Vag Hari and Vag Ghari. Sad Yukt Matihi. So which sutra should be applied here? Sad Yukt Matihi.
Hari Venu.
Hari Venu.
Yeah, Hari Venurva. So San Matihi. And optionally, because that's an optional rule, so optionally 61. And it's already the, so Tatha the, so it will be Sad Mati. Tat Yukta Matra. So Hari Venurva again. So Tan Matra and Tad Matra. Optionally Vishnudas or Vishnu Padante Hari Ghosha. Vak Yuktamayam, again Hari Venurva. So Vam Ka becomes Nga, Ka Kha Ga Gha Nga. So Mayam, and optionally Vagmayam. Tat Yukta Hita. So first of all, Vishnu Daso, Vishnu Padante, Hari Ghosha Cha Hari Gada. And then optionally, Ha becomes Hari Ghosha, according to the previous Varga. So Ta Tha Da Dha. So Tad Dhita. So this is the name, this is a name of the chapter which we'll be doing in Sanskrit Vyākaraṇam, Tad Dhita. The last chapter. Sat Yukta Shīlaha. So here, Sat Yukta Shīlaha, Tashta She. When Ta is followed by Sharama, so Ta becomes Charama. So we get Sat Shīlaha. And then Tataha Shashthova. And optionally that Sharama, which comes after a Vishnu Dasa, so that Sha becomes Cha optionally. So Sat Shilaha. Sat Shilaha and Sat Shilaha. Tat Shlokina, same process here. Tashcha She and Tataha Shashthova. Yes. Okay. Is there any like confusion or some clarification in any of the examples?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, so we'll move ahead. Today is date 27th. Jan. Sutra 68. Noantash chachayo sharamaha tathayo sharamaha tathayo sarama Vishnu chakra purvo Vishnu chapa purvo va. So this sutra we can say is into three parts. So Narama at the end of a Vishnu pada becomes Sharama. I'll explain here on board. So let's say 68a. If we have Narama at the end of a Vishnu pada at the first place, which is followed by either Charama or Charama, then that Narama becomes Sharama, the palatal Shar, preceded by Vishnu Chakra, or it can be Vishnu Chapa, but mostly nowadays we see the usage of Vishnu Chakra. So I'll just keep Vishnu Chakra here. So yes, for example, Bhagavan Yukta Chalati. Bhagavan Yukta Chalati. So we have a word here, a Vishnu Pada. At the end of it, we have Narama, followed by it is Charama. So as per this rule 68, no antascha chayo sharama, Vishnu Chakra Purva, Vishnu Chapa Purva. In such situation, the Narama is replaced by this combination. Bhagavansh Chalati. Bhagavansh Chalati. This sandhi is also quite common, frequent. Then Bhagavan Chalati. Another example Jiva Gosvāmī gives is Bhagavan Yukta Chalati. Yes, Prabhuji?
So, Prabhuji, is there a specific condition on whether it should be Vishnu Chakra or Vishnu Chapa, or is it just as commonly we nowadays see Vishnu Chakra, so we use Vishnu Chakra instead of a Vishnu Chapa?
Means either of the usages they're optional, so which means both of them are correct. But nowadays we see the usage of Vishnu Chakra almost like 99.9%.
So Vishnu Chakra, then it will become Sharama.
Yes.
In case of okay.
So yes, then Bhagavan Yukta Chalati, same here. It becomes Bhagavan Chalati. A lot of examples to be seen for these sandhis. So Bhagavan Yukta Chalati. The second part of the sutra, 68b, explains if we have Narama followed by either Tarama or Tharama, then the Na becomes a Vishnu Chakra followed by the Murdhanya Sh. For example, Bhagavan Yukta Tikate. So here we have Narama at the first place, followed by Tarama. So Na is replaced by Vishnu Chakra and Sh. So we get Bhagavansh tikate. Bhagavansh tikate. Another example, Bhagavan yukta Kuraha.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Bhagavan yukta Bhagavan yukta Thakura. So same here. Bhagavansh Thakura. Yes, Prabhuji.
So yaha, sorry Prabhuji. So while speaking Bhagavan, so Bhagavan, so I'm still in the previous example, Roger, for Na Rama followed with a Cha, becoming a Sharama preceded by a Vishnu Chakra. So Bhagavan Yukta Chalati, so Bhagavan Chalati. So while writing in Devanagari, there will still be gap between Bhagavansh and Chalati, or will it be one word?
Okay. So it will be
Half sh and then ch. Yes, Prabhuji. Okay, got it. Yeah, got it. So sh basically will be halanta completed by a complete ch, right, Prabhuji?
yes.
Okay.
Jīva Gosvāmī says it to be Jalvalu ka Nyaya. So Jalvalu ka Nyaya means you got it. So Valu is the sand and Jal is the water. So it's just like when we put the sand, the Balu in the water. So it sorts of mixes with the water, but we can still separate it.
Correct.
So one is Jal Tumbi ka Nyaya and one is Jal Valu ka Nyaya. So Tumbika is salt. When we mix salt in the water, so it mixes. We can't separate afterwards. But with the sand, we can separate it afterwards. So similarly, such Vishnu Jana followed by another Vishnu Jana, or basically another Sarveshwara following it. So Jal Tumbika Nyaya, he says. So Bhagavan.
So like Mahotsaha or Mahotsavaha will be a Jalatumbika Nyaya?
Yes, that is Jal Tumbika.
Because the Utsava U has been Hara.
Not Hara, we replaced it. And U with O.
Okay. So Adesho Virinchi?
Yes, Adesho Virinchi. But examples like this one, let's say Mahan Yukta Adaraha. You know, Mahan Yukta Adaraha, if we write it together in Devanagari, so it will be Mahanadaraha, right? So this is not Jal Tumbika, it is Jal Valuka Nyaya. We can still separate it.
You can still see the Mahan there.
Yes, Mahan, and we can even technically separate them, the two words. Unlike Mahotsava and Ityadi.
Krishnot Kirtana.
Krishna, that's Tumbika.
Sandhi.
That's Sandhi.
Okay. Okay.
So 68b and the last part of the sutra. If we have Na Rama followed by the Ta or Tha Rama, then what does Na become? Na becomes Vishnu Chakra followed by the dental sa, Dantya sa. For example, Bhagavan Tarati. So Na Rama followed by Ta Rama. So we get Bhagavan's Tarati. And Bhagavan Yukta Thut. So because we are studying Harināmāmṛta Vyākaraṇam, so you can see the examples also Jīva Gosvāmī is giving. They are all related to Krishna, Bhagavan. So Bhagavan Yukta Thut Karoti. Again, Bhagavan's Thut Karoti. Pranam tyaktva. Yes, pranam tyaktva will come here. So pranam. You can think of more examples. Tyaktva becomes pranams tyaktva. Pranams tyaktva. But more. Sakhin, yeah, Sakhin Tata. Bhagavad Gita. Sakhin. Yes, Prabhuji.
So Prabhuji, you remember we wrote Gurun Tan Shirasa Vande?
Yes, so that will be
So,
good.
so
But
there it is
I think we did it the footnote or in the description.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, so we could have actually used this sutra only there, right?
Maybe we can.
So it will become, so the sutra will still be like from nontascha yoho sharamaha, or we'll just write tatha yoho saramaha.
You can just put like no antash tathayo sarama Vishnu chakra purva Vishnu chapurva.
Okay. So Gurun Yukta Tan will become Gurun Stan, right?
Yes.
By the sutra. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So Sakhin Yukta Tatha becomes Sakhins Tatha. What else? Vaishnav, yes, that is also good. Vaishnavangshta, Vishakhan Vitangshta. Very good examples, Mataji. So that will come in the first one. So Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam, that one. So Vaishnavan Yuktacha becomes Vaishnavangshcha. And Vishakhan Vitangshcha, same. Vishakhan Vitan Yuktacha becomes Vishakhan Vitangsh, same. Like
in Kurvashtakam, it says, is this an example? Dhyayan stuvangst.
yes, Dhyayan's. No, actually, Dhyayan.
It's not.
Dhyayan Stuvang.
There's
Stuvan.
Dhyayan and Stuvan.
Stuvan you could say. So yes, we'll do it. Stuvangs tasya. Yes. Stuvangs tasya. So quite common. Okay. Then, so this was 68, 3 parts in it. And there's also this small chart here, illustration, showing the same thing. Okay, so the next one is Lela Rama Eva. Na Rama at the end of a Vishnupada becomes La Rama when La Rama follows. So Sutra 69 explains that if we have Na Rama at the first place, followed by La Rama at the second, then Na becomes La. Na becomes La. For example, Shraddhavan Yukta Labhate, Jnanam in Bhagavad Gita. So this Na at the end of a Vishnupada followed by La. So we change Na to La by this rule, Lela Rama Eva, and we get Shraddhavan Labhate. Shraddhavan. Any more examples like this? Yes, so like this, Shraddhavan Labhate, Ityadi. 61. Actually, 61 is not even applicable here, because 61 says Vishnu Daso Vishnu Padante Hari Ghoshe Cha Hari Gada. 61 says that the last letter here, the first letter, it should be a Vishnu Dasa, which changes to Hari Gada. And what is Vishnu Dasa? The Etad Varjita Vishnu Dasa. All the 5 Vargas excluding the Hari Venus. So Na is not a Vishnu Dasa, so we can't apply 61 here. So Shraddhavan Labhate. Then
Prabhu, just one question.
yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, when we refer that shloka Shraddhavan Lavate, in Devanagari there is a Vishnu chapa.
Yes.
When it is written there. And
So so Jīva Gosvāmī also mentions this, that Na Rama only becomes a Sanunasika. It becomes a La Rama, but with the Vishnu chapa. So it's in the Sutra itself, not in the Sutra, but in the Vritti by Jīva Gosvāmī. So he says that this La Rama becomes a La Rama with a Vishnu chapa. Basically, it's a nasal sound. It's not simply La. So Shraddhavan, Shraddhavan. So yes, Vishnu chapa will be there.
Okay, thank you.
Then Ja, Jha, Ng, Sharameshu, Ng, Rama. This sutra says that if we have Na Rama at the first place, followed by either Ja Rama, Jha Rama, Na Rama, or the Talabya Sha, then Na becomes then Na Rama, it becomes Nya. So yes, for example, we can see the examples here. Bhagavan Yukta Jayati, Na followed by Ja, so becomes Na becomes Nya. Bhagavan Yukta Jasha Rupi, Na followed by Ja, so Na becomes Nya. Bhagavan followed by Nyungve, Na becomes Nya. Bhagavan Yukta Shuraha becomes Bhagavan Shuraha. So this one, Bhagavan Yukta Shuraha. So Na followed by Sharama.
Roji, would you be able to write that in Devanagari so we understand how the Nya is used in this context?
Yes. This one?
It could be anything, Roji, any example.
So Bhagavan.
Okay. Okay, Roji.
How is it pronounced, Prabhu?
Bhagavan Shuraha. So Bhagavan Shuraha. Bhagavan Shuraha. It's not Bhagavan Shuraha. Bhagavan Shuraha. So that Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Nya. Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Nya, and then Shuraha. So Bhagavan Shuraha. It's not done yet, this one. This Bhagavan Shura will go ahead also. The next sutra also. So this is clear, right? 70th.
And Prabhuji, how we can differentiate like Ka, Kha, Ga, Ga, Unga when we say Cha, Cha, Ja, Nya, but here when you are pronouncing, maybe I am not able to get it, but it is sounding more like Unga. So
Ka, Kha, the first one, the Ka Vargya Hari Venu. So that is M, Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, Ng. It's from the throat and the tongue, the back portion, it's touching the throat upper part. Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, Ng. Like Ganga. But Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Ng. Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Nya. Little different. The movement, the the place where the tongue is touching, they are different. So,
yes.
so yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was 70th Sutra. What was this Sutra? Jajhagnya Sharameshu Nyaramaha. Then She Chantova. This is interesting. To be frank, when I was studying and I reached at this sutra really disturbed me. I was not able to understand this sutra. But let's try to understand it properly. So She Chantova, when Sharama follows, Narama at the end of a Vishnu Pada optionally becomes Nyarama followed by Charama. This means it optionally becomes this. Okay, very simple. Like we can say that Sutra 71 is an extension of 70th. So the same example, Bhagavan Yukta Shuraha. So one time we got this form. The Narama was replaced by Nya. Another time, 71st is saying that in such situation, when we have Na followed by Sha, then optionally Na becomes this. Basically, we just add Cha one time, and one time we don't do it. One time we just do it like this. So which means one form is this Bhagavan Shuraha by Sutra 70th, and optionally by 71st we'll have one form which will be Bhagavan Shuraha. So this is one form and this is another form. Yeah, it's not done still yet. Now, when we have Bhagavan Shuraha, then it's fine. But when we have Bhagavan Shuraha, we can still decline it, further decline it, or do sandhis. So let's do it further. So Bhagavan Shura is there. Now, Cha is a Vishnu dāsa, and then we have Sha. So Tataha Shashchava can be applied once, by which means that after a Vishnu dāsa, Tataha iti Vishnu dāsat. Vishnu dāsat Tataha, after a Vishnu dāsa, if there is Sharama, then that Sharama is optionally replaced by Charama. So then the third form will be so these are the three forms. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me? No?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. For the last form, Tataha Shashchova, does it apply only after applying Sutra 61? That Tataha, does it refer to only after when you apply?
Tataha simply means Vishnu dāsat. It has got nothing to do with 61.
Okay. Because this is Cha is a Yadava. I thought Yadamatra Hari Kamalam would be
Tataha
blocking
stands
60.
for Vishnu dāsat. After Vishnu dāsa.
Okay.
So Bhagavan Shuraha, and Bhagavan Churaha, three forms. Okay. Then we'll do one more. This is also very simple, very common. Practically everywhere you will see 72. Mo Vishnu Chakram Vishnu Jane. Marama at the end of a Vishnu pada becomes Vishnu Chakra when a Vishnu Jana follows. Devashish Prabhu, you are understanding, right? Everything is okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So this sutra says 72. If we have Marama at the first place, followed by any Vishnu Jana. What is Vishnu Jana? Servant of the Lord.
Kadayo Vishnu Jana.
Okay. Kadayo Vishnu Jana. So any consonant, any Vishnu Jana following after Marama. So the sutra says that Marama becomes Vishnu Chakra. So anywhere we see Vishnu Chakra, that's originally Marama. So Mo Vishnu Chakram Vishnu Jane. Unlimited examples could be given for this. Krishnam Yukta Smarati. So we have Marama followed by a Vishnu Jana, and then yes, Ma becomes Vishnu Chakra. We get Krishnam Smarati. And another examples could be
Like in Madhurashtakam, every other word is an example of this, right?
yes,
Madhurashtakam.
like let's say Madhuram, again Madhuram, so becomes Madhuram. Yes, Dev Dattam Dhananjayaha. But the only requirement is that after Marama, there should be a Vishnu Jana. If it's a Sarveshwara, then it won't become a Vishnu Chakra. Dhanam. So it becomes Deva Dattam. Let's say if we have Krishnam Yukta Iha, just for an example, Krishnam Yukta Iha. So here we won't apply 72 because it says that after Marama, we should have a Vishnu Jana following. So here we have a Vishnu Jana, so no Sandhi.
And plus, Prabhuji, here in Krishnam, the Ma will be Halanta in contrast to normally being a Vishnu Chakra.
Yes, so if we write it like this. So Krishnam Smarati. And then like that.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, like why we have so many forms, optional forms, means in order to allow adjustment of meters in chandas for the same set of combination of words or ease of pronunciation, like different people might be having different ease level in pronouncing. For what purpose? That in some sutras we have only one form allowed, and in some we have, like in some rules we have many forms allowed. Why is it?
Yes, pronunciation is one thing. Because Sandhi, I was reading somewhere that Sandhi basically has been designed to facilitate pronunciation. That's right. For easy pronunciation of Sanskrit, shlokas or whatever. So that's right. So that's one thing. Another thing is that grammar follows the scripture. It's not that after grammar scriptures are made. scriptures are eternal and grammar is made out of observation of the usages of words and so on in the scriptures. So seeing all those observations, the forms, then the great sages like Panini initially, and then Jīva Gosvāmī, they compiled this grammar. So seeing the possible forms, such rules have been made.
Okay, thank you.
So, means we are just acquiring them like in Parampara. So this is the reason I understand personally. Yes, Prabhuji.
So Prabhuji, I have a quick question here. So in this A example, Krishnam Yukta Smarati, Prabhuji, you wrote Krishnam with Ma as Halanta. But wouldn't Ma be Halanta only when the next is a Sarveshwara and not a Vishnujana? Like only when there is a Swara, at that time it will be Halanta Ma, right?
No, but here this is before doing Sandhi.
Right, Prabhuji. So even before doing Sandhi, because the word Krishnam, let's say in Dvitiya Ekvachan, would still be Vishnu Chakram, right? If the next word is
it's
Smarati.
originally Ma and it becomes Vishnu Chakra by this rule.
Okay, okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
That's why I said this is before doing Sandhi.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
So any other thing, any other like clarification? So we studied five new sutras today. We'll study further tomorrow and also do some examples, some practice for all this. And yeah, please, now main thing is implementation. So whenever you're studying Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, or if you're studying something else, so just try to notice the sandhis, what sandhis are happening, how they're working. So basically you can practice live from the books, Bhagavatam and all. Will be great. You will be pakka in sandhi. Yeah. So we'll stop here and we'll resume tomorrow. Hare Krishna. And this file is with you all, so you can avail of it, this Google Doc. Yes, anytime.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Madhaji is saying she can't escape. Okay, Hare Krishna. Great.
Hare Krishna, Ranat.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Nice to hear that.
Yeah.
You can't escape.
Hare Krishna.
Actually,
I don't know how far I'm going to go with this, but it's fun to see them when you read.
Yeah.
No, I've been doing daily Srimad